Hello and welcome to Everyone Loves Languages. My name is Alex Sorolis and I am here to talk to you guys today about some greetings, introductions, responses. We're going to watch a quick greetings video and we've got introducing someone else. So we've got four main things focused on introductions today and we're going to have a lot of fun learning all about it. Alrighty, so my name is Alex is extremely important. The my, it belongs to me, name, what it is, and then who I am, Alex. We'll talk a little bit more about the different types of introductions you can do as we continue on with class. So what we've got over here, we've got greetings and introducing yourself. Greetings are used to acknowledge someone. Introductions are used to make someone's acquaintance for the first time. So a greeting is when you are introducing yourself. And then for the first time is an introduction. So when I first said, "Hi, my name is Alex," I am introducing myself. If I've met you before, then I would just say, "Hi, how's it going?" I wouldn't have to put that my name is Alex because you already know that from my first introduction. So I want us to go over an example. All right, our example is greetings and introducing. We have three characters in our little skit that I will be playing all three. We have John, Jane, and Peter. John: hello, my name is John. What is your name? Jane: hi, John. My name is Jane. It is a pleasure to meet you. What is your name, sir? Now we're going to do a quick pause. For Jane, she is now engaging with John. She's conversing, talking to John by saying, "Hi, John," greeting hi, and using his name. Next, she is giving some information about herself, where she says, "My name is Jane." And then she goes a step further to solidify that they're meeting and communicating and says, "It is a pleasure," which means it is great to meet you. Now she's looking at this next person that she's talking to, which is Peter, but she doesn't know his name yet. So she says, "What is your name, sir?" Sir denotes that it is a man or male that she is speaking to. If she were to say ma'am or miss, that would tell us she's speaking to a woman or a female. Unpause. And Peter: my name is Peter. I am sorry I could not understand your names. Could you say them again? Peter is having some difficulty understanding or hearing the names correctly. So he politely just says, "I am sorry, I could not understand your names. Could you say them again?" He's asking them to repeat the names. If there are any of us that have difficulty with understanding when some people talk very fast, me being included, it is important to know how to say, "Can you repeat that? Can you say that again?" And always adding a please, a thank you are very important. So Peter could not understand John or Jane's name. So all John and Jane have to do, John, all he says, "I am John." He is John, just like I am Alex. Jane, we have a different one here. I'm Jane. So what we get to do in English, we get to shorten things up often because we like to talk quick sometimes and we like to make things go real quick. So we want to shorten I am. All you have to do is get rid of the A, Get rid of the A. And then you put an apostrophe and it becomes I'm. It means the same thing as I am. I and I am are the same. All right, so we've gone through greetings and introductions and we've touched on a little bit of what happens when we don't understand. So what we are going to do next, I'm going to ask you all to please make your own little sketch, conversation about introducing yourself. And I'd like you to have at least 3 people to introduce yourself. So what you're gonna do right now, you are going to pause this clip, and then you are going to start on your own example of a greeting and introducing conversation. You can have up to 3 people in your conversation. Go ahead now. All right, and welcome back. So, I hope that you guys all used this time to write really great skits and used some of our really great tools. One thing I want to point out to give you guys a little bit of a differentiation here is to look at our common greetings. Our most common are hello, hi, hey. Some of our not so common greetings, unless you're really into Star Trek, would be greetings or salutations. So those are some of your common greetings. I'm going to ask that you look back at your skit or sketch conversation that you just created, and I want you to change some of your greetings. If you wrote hello, hi for all of your greetings, let's throw in a hey, a greetings, or a salutations. I'm going to give you all 30 seconds. So you're going to pause this clip. You're going to take 30 seconds and do some changes. All right, and let's do some changes. Great. I hope that everybody did a really good revision on their conversations. Now what we are going to get into is what happens what if I do not understand? We got a question from the class. What if I do not understand? And this happens all the time. You do not need to be an English language learner to need somebody to repeat themselves. So what we do in this instance when we need somebody to repeat themselves, we're going to find out. This is a conversation between a teacher and a student. Alex is going to play both parts. So, teacher, please tell me your name. And notice, this is not a question. This is a statement. It could be a question, but this teacher does not need to be a question. She can just say it as a statement. Student, my name is Boris Jones. Teacher, I am sorry, I do not understand. Could you please repeat your name slowly? So, when we don't understand something, oftentimes we feel as though we are having difficulty with the ability of our hearing, or we are feeling a bit inadequate or not at the same level of English. But please do not feel that way, okay? No matter what anxiety or nervousness is starting to creep in, wash it away, because many native English learners ask for somebody to repeat themselves on a daily basis. So, to make sure that there's no ill will, to make sure that everybody's on the same page, the teacher says, I am sorry. It could have been a miss here, could have been the teacher's fault, but there's really no fault in needing a repetition. I do not understand. Explaining, you might not understand something, and that's totally okay. Now you ask your question. Could you please repeat your name slowly? Sometimes people talk very, very fast. So for people who are learning the language to understand, you might need it to be a little bit slower. I know I did when I was learning French. So, could you repeat your name slowly? And of course, Boris is going to agree and say his name, Boris Jones. And our teacher, still having some trouble, still having a little bit of issues, says to her student, I am still having trouble. Could you spell it, please? Remember, big deal reminders are, you may always ask somebody to repeat themselves. That is completely okay. And you can ask somebody to spell something if you're not understanding what they are saying. Many times, my last name is Cirolis. People need me to spell out my last name, and I have no issue with it because it's not an easy last name. So, these are some tips and tricks for when you're introducing or greeting somebody. Could be for the first time, or it could be just saying hello, hi, hey. Salutations, greetings. Nobody really says salutations and greetings unless you're into Star Trek. But feel free to say it. Everyone will think you're very intelligent. All right. So, what I would like you to do now, in this little break, I would like you to add on to your conversation and see at any point if you can have somebody not be able to understand what another person is saying. So just like the teacher couldn't understand the student, I want you to make a continuation or continue on with your conversation that you're writing at home and have it so there's a miss here or there's something that's not easily heard that needs to be repeated in the conversation. I will give you all 1 minute to complete this assignment. Go ahead, you got it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back from your little break into working some more on your conversations. Now we're going to look at this interesting greeting and response comic. And a comic is kind of like Spider-Man or Batman, Superman, anything Marvel that comes in the comic books. So it's when there's a little thought bubble, as you can see with Kelly, she has thought bubbles, and John has thought bubbles, and they're speaking to one another. So I will read this off for you guys, and what I want you to understand out of this is that there's also an asking of how the person is doing. That is another point in greeting and responses to someone. So this is not in a very linear or straight line of a format, but we're going to do the best that we can. So we start off with Kelly. Hello, John, how are you? We go over to the number 2 and we see John says, hi, Kelly, I'm fine, thanks. There are some other responses that John could have to Kelly's how are you? And let's follow those. Kelly says, how are you? John could say, great, thank you. Kelly could go on to say, how are you? John could say, I'm very well, thank you. The next one, how are you? From Kelly. John, not too bad, thanks. Back to Kelly, how are you? Not very well, thanks. To keep this conversation moving, as opposed to just stopping it with a thanks or a thank you like John is doing, he could ask Kelly the same question. Or Kelly could ask to get a little bit more information from John. The way that Kelly would go about asking for a little bit of more information from John, when he says, great, thank you. Kelly could say, well, what makes you so great today, John? And then John would explain what makes today so great or why he feels great. The same thing if you go down to number 5 and you see that he says, not too bad. And you can ask, then Kelly could ask John, well, is everything going okay? Are you doing all right? That's ways of checking in with different people. And as it seems in this conversation, Kelly and John have met before and have spoken before. So she would be able to go into a little bit more of a conversation as opposed to a first time introduction. Now what we are going to do, we are going to watch a video on introductions and responses. These introductions and responses are very important and very interesting for us to continue on our lesson. So let's click on this. We're going to have a little ad before it comes on. So just 30 seconds or less, we'll get started.
Writing.
We're going to skip the ad.
Welcome to EnglishClass101.com's English in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn English. Hi, how's it going? I'm Alicia. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn some easy ways to ask and answer common questions in English. It's really useful, and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn new, more common ways to ask and answer the question, how are you, in English. You've probably learned, how are you, and I'm fine, in textbooks before. But in the United States, people will usually ask this question and answer it in a different way. First, let's review. If someone says, how are you? You can say, I'm fine. I'm fine. Here are some other ways to answer. Pretty good. This means about the same thing as, I'm fine. Pretty good. We also have, not bad. You can use this if you are feeling just okay or so-so. Not bad. Let's look at our question again. How are you? This is the most well-known way of asking how someone is. You could use it when you want to be polite. But now, let's look at some different ways to ask how someone is. These ways are more casual and much more common. First, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? You can answer this in many ways. If you're feeling good, you can say, good. Good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. Once more, good. Pretty good. Not bad. Here's a tip. Even though these answers mean the same thing as I'm fine, you can't answer how's it going with I'm fine. It will sound a bit strange. If you're not feeling good, you can say not so good. Not so good. Not great. Not great. Or not so well. Not so well. Be careful. If you say one of these, the other person will usually ask, why? What's wrong? To be polite. Then you will have to explain. Another casual but very common version of how are you is what's up? What's up? To reply, use a cheerful voice as you say, not much, not much, or nothing much, nothing much. This means you're free and able to chat. Since what's up is just another way of saying hello, you can also reply with hey or hi. Now it's time for Alicia's advice. A lot of the time, when we ask questions that mean, "How are you?" in English, we're not actually asking about the other person's health. We're only asking to be polite. You should think of these questions as another way of saying hello, a way for the conversation to get started, instead of actual, literal questions. In fact, when someone asks you, "What's up?" you don't even have to answer. Just say, "What's up?" in reply. Do you know the difference between "what do you do" and "what are you doing"?
All right, that was great help from English Class 101. They have awesome stuff on YouTube. And so I am going to ask all of you, before we get back into our last part of class, to now add in to your conversation a part that's asking, what's up? How's it going? What's new? And see if you can answer those questions in your conversations. I'm going to give you guys a brief time, like 30 seconds, and then we'll get right back into it. Take all the time you need. Make sure to pause the video and pause. And welcome back, everyone. All right, so let's get into our last little bit of class, and this is where we are talking about introducing someone else. So what we do here, remembering, a greeting is just used to acknowledge somebody or someone. Okay, that's the hello, hi, hey, greetings, salutations, what's up, what's new, how's it going? That's what those parts are. Then you have the introduction, which is used to make someone's acquaintance for the first time. So as we look over into introducing someone else, our first example is, may I introduce? And this is after you've said hello, hi, how's it going to somebody, and then you turn to your side and say, may I introduce my sister, brother, father, mother, friend. You would give their name, and that would be the introduction, so that somebody now made the acquaintance or met somebody new. So we are all going to write an example underneath, may I introduce. My example is going to be, I'm going to put a little EX next to it. May I introduce my sister, Sam. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to do your own. You may pause here. Pause. 30 seconds up. Bum, 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 bum. All right. Now, after you've done the may I introduce, next we have I would like you to meet. So this goes when you're sparking up a conversation, you're talking to somebody, and somebody else comes up to you because you know them, a friend of yours, somebody that you already met, and then you say, oh, I'd like you to meet so-and-so. So this example that I'm going to write for you guys, I would like you to meet my friend Ross. So, my example, I would like you to meet my friend Ross. And you can change friend into anything you want. It can be father, mother, brother, sister, anybody, friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, any of it. All right, 30 seconds for you to do your own I would like you to meet. Starting now, you may pause me if you'd like to go a little bit longer. Okay, 30 seconds is up. All right, so the next one that we are going to do, I want you to meet. This is a bit more of an informal, doesn't have as much of a flourish as I would like you to meet or may I introduce. This is more of an informal. You're with your friend, you're with somebody that is more relaxed to be around. And so you're with friends. So this example that I'm gonna do, I want you to meet my mom, Michelle. Alrighty, now I'm gonna give you guys 30 seconds, or you can pause it to go a little bit longer. Don't forget that pause, it's always a good option. Pausing and rewinding back is always a great option in an ELL class. So what you're gonna do right now, you are going to give me an example of what I want you to meet, and then we will go over some really cool grammatical things in this little section. Just one or two things, and then we will be done for today. You guys got this. 30 more seconds. Dun, 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 and time is up. Okay, so cool grammatical things. Something that is a common thread within here. We've got a comma. We've got a comma. We've got a little baby comma over here, and that is after the title of what somebody is to you. So, not all the time, a lot of the time. So, may I introduce my sister? I could just leave it at my sister, but when I'm conversing or talking with somebody, I'm going to end up giving them the name of that person I'm introducing them to. So, may I introduce my sister, Sam? Okay, there's a little bit of a pause. That's how you know there's a comma there. Same thing with, I would like to introduce you to my friend, Ross. There's a little bit of a pause in my voice. Okay, that's how you know there's a comma. I want you to meet my mom, comma, Michelle. Alrighty, so what we've gone over today, we have gone over greetings and introducing yourself, greetings and responses, and we went over that great greetings video with some of our introducing someone else. This is giving us a great overview of different ways that we can introduce ourselves and get to meet new people once we feel a bit more confident in our English and once we're able to go outside without our face masks and having to deal with all of that. So I hope everybody had a great time in class today. I hope we all learned something new and something that we're gonna try in our lives. So have a lovely rest of your day, and remember, everyone loves languages. Have a good one. Bye-bye.